In this video, I want to talk about what stipple shading is and why it works. My name is Daniel Yuck. Thank you for watching today. I appreciate you, your time, and your support. If you have any questions at any point throughout this video, I encourage you to drop a comment down below. I'm going to do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. If you find this video helpful, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, as I would greatly appreciate your support. With that being said, let's go ahead and get right on into this. I'm going to break down stipple shading into a couple of different videos using human skin. This one's going to be understanding the concept of what stipple shading is, and then the next video we're going to get into the actual technical process and shading placements. When we start off, it's really easy to misunderstand the core fundamental concept of what stipple, whip, pepper shading actually is. So understanding the concept before applying the technique is probably the most ideal approach, in which we are going to go over entirely right now here in this video. So you can see here is going to be a real-time snippet of me tattooing an image of my father onto my thigh here. And during this here, you're going to notice that not by any means am I using any sort of excessive force. You can kind of hear when the needle is going into the skin and out as well. Now, what I call this is a brush-like technique. We have to understand that we are building up different gradients, transitions, and tones when we are shading. It is nothing like lining. So what that means to me is I'm going to approach it with a softer brush-like approach, as you see me doing here. When we are shading, we're using specific motions, a specific technique to go ahead and layer up to a specific tone and gradient that we are looking for. To me, there is a difference between pendulum and whip motions. For example, in this snippet right here, you can see that I'm using whip motions, and in this snippet, I'm using pendulum motions, and there is a difference. So for example, when I am using pendulum motions, I'm typically using pendulum motions to cover an entire area with no definitive starting and ending point. But when I'm using whip motions, it typically starts from one point, which is going to be the darkest point, and then out to the lightest point. So whip motions typically start with the beginning touch being the darkest point, and then when I whip out is always to the lightest, where pendulum motions, there is no definitive starting and ending point. So you can kind of clearly see the difference as it switches back and forth between that technique, and you can see that some are whip and some are pendulum, and I'm using a combination of both to get that smooth textured gradient that I am looking for. Here is a great example of longer whip motion. So you can see I'm starting from that darkest point, I'm whipping out to the lightest point, and you can see that I'm able to go over areas several times and really layer up the tones that I want. Here I am doing some more whip motions, and there is in fact a correct way to do this. We want to focus on understanding the concept of using brush and pendulum motions when necessary, as you can see how I shifted to pendulum motions in the middle of doing whip motions. So I've already found my groove. You can see here I'm using a series of whip motions to build up the darkest tone right there, so I can go ahead and shade on out to the lightest. So you can see that I found my groove with shading, and I'm understanding the concept of using brush motions. And here is the key fundamental right here. Understanding the introduction and exit of the needle is everything when it comes to doing this correctly. I talk about this concept that I'm about to share with you in my book called The Fundamental Tattoo Handbook, using fun illustrations to go ahead and deliver these points. This book is available on my Amazon author page. I will leave my Amazon affiliate link for you in the description below. Now, when it comes to the introduction and exit of our needles, especially when we're using smaller needles, like for example, in this video, I'm using a 003 round liner, we want to think about a plane that's landing and taking off. So when we're introducing the needle into the skin, we want to think about how a plane is going to land, and then when the needle is exiting the skin, we want to think about how a plane is going to take off. Now stay with me here. When we are introducing the needle into the skin, we want to make sure that we know if we are going to be using whip motions or if we are going to be using pendulum motions and which one is necessary. And once we figure that out, that's going to help us determine the direction that we're going to be shading and the gradients and layers that we want. So you can see throughout this video, I am in fact transitioning from whip to pendulum motions, but the core concept is always the same. The concept is using the technique of stipple, whip, pepper shading along with pendulum motions to brush up the layers and gradients that we want. I know this may not make sense up front, but stay with me here. So when I'm using whip motions, the introduction is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be from a darkest point to a lightest point. However, again, if I need to go over a larger area or over an area like this with no definitive starting and ending point, that's where I use these sort of pendulum-like motions. And you can see that there is no starting and ending point. However, I am also able to get another layer of tone and gradient on this area right here that I need. When we are executing this technique correctly, we can slowly and gradually build up to the gradients and tones that we are looking for using multiple passes without overworking the skin. Now, I understand that the concept of not going as deep as we would with lining doesn't make sense, and how are we going to get it to stick, and is a tattoo going to fall out? I'm going to try to touch base on some of those questions here as well. We need to change the framing to this. When we are tattooing, just because we don't go to the same depth as lining doesn't mean that the skin isn't going to absorb and hold anything. The way that I look at shading is like this. The reason why we use different directions and multiple passes is so that way the dots that we are applying or the shades that we are applying are layered up. So that's another reason why we use a gray wash as well, so that way we can add depth and dimension when shading. But the core concept is still the same. We are using brush motions to layer a series of dots or ink in certain areas to give us depth and dimension with our designs. Now, what that translates to is when we are applying the shading, as you can see right here, for example, I'm using a series of small whip motions. What's happening is when I do one layer, I get a certain level of like a tone and saturation. And then when I start adding more layers, those dots are layering into one another, making them a little bit darker each and every time we pass it again. Here's a good way to look at this. So let's say we have like a brush within Procreate or anywhere really, and let's say you mark down a marking at 50%, 20% opacity, really any opacity you can think of, and then after that you go ahead and do it again. You're gonna have a darker gradient the more that you layer up these tones. That is basically the concept of shading. That's how shading works, and that's how we get varying tones. Just because we're not going as deep as we are with lining doesn't mean that we're not going to capture and stick within the skin the tones that we need. It is absolutely possible when applied correctly, and that's the best way to kind of look at it. We have to layer up different tones that transition from one point to another, and this also has to be meticulous with shading placements because that also matters as well. So you kind of get the idea. Shading is really a combination of shading placement with the specific technique combined with motions, and then we're going to layer them up using a series of motions and a technique that we choose to get the results that we desire as the artist. This is the final result that I got right here, and you can see that I got a very cool transition. This is actually a really small tattoo, almost the size of a cartridge that I was using. It's essentially a little micro portrait style kind of tattoo, and these are the results that I was able to accomplish, and which I am very, very, very proud of. The main takeaway from this video is to understand that shading requires layers, and layers require brush-like motions, along with knowing when to use stipple and or whip and pendulum motions. Same would apply to using mags as well, but you get the fundamental core concept. Should you have any questions, I encourage you drop them down below. I'm going to do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing and ringing that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you. With that being said, I thank you for watching, and I appreciate you and your time. I hope you have a great day. Are you wanting to develop your tattooing skill sets? Now you can practice and develop anytime, any place with an assortment of tattooing workbooks that I've created. With these assorted tattooing workbooks, we can practice our basic lining all the way to advanced lining. We can practice shading, shading placement, dot work, textures, and more. All we are gonna need is a tattoo workbook of mine. We can use a pencil, pen. We can even use a tattoo machine with a ballpoint cartridge to develop our tattooing abilities further. That means that we don't need tattoo ink, we don't need napkins or petroleum jelly to get to practicing. Simply open one of my tattooing workbooks and get going. It really is that easy. You can get your hands on one of my developmental tattooing assorted workbooks by simply clicking the links in my description or in the pinned comment section below, or navigating on over to Amazon.com, typing in Daniel Yuck, and you'll see all of the assorted tattoo workbooks that I've created come up. If you have an Amazon account, be sure to follow my Amazon author page as well, as I would greatly appreciate your support. Should you have any questions at all, drop them in the comment section down below. I will do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. With that being said, let's get right back into this video.